In this video, we will be continuing on the subject of prayer. And if you have not watched the first part of this video, I recommend you to please pause right now and go back and watch that video. The name of the video is The Fundamentals of Christianity, the Basics in Prayer. I will attach the link to that video in the description of this video, and there will be a card that you can check the video as well. Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. If this is your first time, I want to welcome you on board, and if you're returning, thank you for your support. We are going to continue from where we stopped last time in our subject of prayer, and the Lord wanted me to continue in Matthew chapter 6, which we'll be reading Matthew chapter 6 verse 8. Matthew chapter 6 verse 8 says, "Be not ye therefore like unto them, for your Father knoweth what things ye have need of before ye ask him." So this is a really good news that Jesus is telling us in this verse, because we have to understand that God is all-knowing. We need to know that when we get into the place of prayer, God is aware of our needs. And this is a good news because we are not informing God for what we're trying to pray for, but in fact, we're actually trying to align with God so that we can be able to receive what we're praying for, which is going to lead us to the next part of this video, where God wants us to go into the book of Luke 11 from verse 9 to 10 says, NLT, "And so I tell you, keep on asking and you will receive what you ask for. Keep on seeking and you will find. Keep on knocking and the door will be open unto you. For everyone who asks receives, everyone who seeks finds, and everyone who knocks, the door will be open." There's a lot of things here that the Lord wants me to touch on so that we can be able to make progress in this journey of prayer. The first thing that God wanted me to highlight is, for everyone who asks receives. So you see, everyone here is important. This principle applies to every single believer. This principle is not just restricted to if you're in the fivefold. It is for every single child of God. So we need to take advantage of these resources, of these things that God has made available for us. The next point that God wanted me to talk about is to keep on asking. You see, it is important that we understand that the keep on is critical, because we can stop asking and that will hinder us from receiving what God has for us. If you look in the book of 1 John chapter 5 verse 14, it says that whatsoever we ask God according to his will, he hears us. So it is important that we learn how to ask things to God accordingly. It is important that we ask God things that in alignment with his will and his purposes for our life and destiny. An example of keep on asking that the Lord wanted me to share is, someone might be sick right now, whatever sickness that you may be going through, and you want to ask God to heal you. You see, you can ask God once or twice or three times and you feel like God did not heal you, but God is saying that you need to keep on asking him so that you can receive that healing that you're asking for. So it is important that we keep on asking, because the Bible says whosoever keeps on asking shall receive. So if you keep asking, there's a guarantee that you're going to receive what you're asking for. The third point here is keep on seeking. Now, seeking and asking are two different things. Seeking is when we're trying to find out, we're trying to find what is wrong. And sometimes seeking can also be related with understanding. And an example here could be, you can see in your family bloodline, you can see maybe that people don't get married. You see the pattern from the first to the second to the third generation. You can see that people in your family probably have diabetes from the first to the second to the third. You can see that people have strange poverty in the whole family. These kind of signs that you can see in the family is a good place for you to seek God about the reason why those things are happening in your family. Because if you don't seek, you will not be able to find the reason why those things are perpetually happening in your family. Because if you see a pattern, it is a guarantee that there is a knowledge, there is a personality and a wisdom that is behind it. And the last point here, which the Lord wanted me to talk on, is keep on knocking. Now, knocking is different from seeking as well, because if you see in the scripture, it says knocking and the door shall be open. So it means that you're trying to do something new. You're trying to do something that someone else has not done yet. If you realize that in your family, you are the first one who is trying to get a degree in college, that must mean that you're going to experience a lot of attacks, and you need to understand that you have to be persistent because you're knocking on a door that was not open before. If you are the first one in your family that is trying to make a business, you have to understand that you're trying to open a new door. And you know that if you are someone who is trying to do something that nobody in your family has done before, it is important that you know that you're trying to open a new door. And Jesus is telling you that you need to keep on knocking, because whosoever keeps on knocking, the door shall be opened unto him. So this is the word that God wanted me to share to us concerning this second part of prayer. I hope that you've been enjoying this teaching and that you are using this to make progress in your walk with God. I thank you for watching this far, and I hope to see you next time.